Testing. Live any second. Well, no, my luck, it's probably live now while I'm standing here looking like a gorm. Sorry, bear with me, guys. As usual, it's been a nightmare. Alright. Is this one gonna give me trouble? Okay, I think we are live. So, doing the garden and I got a blister right in the middle of my finger. Pulling up bamboo. Bamboo is a bitch to pull up, I'll tell you that. Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to the stream. My name's Alex, this is Regulus Blues, and today we're pretty much doing the exact opposite blues. Well, it's not really the exact opposite, but in terms of let's see, in terms of, again, I can't think of the flipping word. Yeah, but right. Sorry, this stuff is driving me mad because it's not fucking loading. I need a haircut. Not receiving video data at a fast enough rate. Yes, you are though, it hasn't changed. Don't fuck with me. Right, now let me post it, please. Okay, I think it's done it. How do I go to my homepage? Right, that's posted. Okay, we can begin. So, as I said, a little bit different, pretty much in terms of the way this particular band is pretty much the exact diametrically opposed music to the kind of stuff we usually do in the way of blues. I logged in already. What do you mean? So as you can see, sorry, there's no one watching, so I'm not too fussed about having a quick start. Right, we have everything open that we need open. It's telling me that the stream is not got a good enough rate, but I think it has. So we'll close this. Back on the squeaky stool again. Alright, I think we're good to go. So, you may be wondering, Nofx, who or why or what? Well, when I was a teenager many years ago, like when I was a very young kid, I was quite into the Beatles, like big time. Then I kind of grew out of that in my early teens and started listening to that sort of 90s, late 80s, early 2000s brand of punk, which mostly came from California and places like Sweden. You know, there's a very wide spattering of awesome punk bands from like the last 20-30 years. I'm going to admit I didn't really listen to anything current, like current punk music, but that mid-80s to probably 2002 or 3, I was at that time well into it. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a look back through memory lane for me, because I used to listen to Nofx all the time. Like when I was in my early teens, Nofx was the band I used to learn how to play guitar, and at that time I wasn't really learning much about how music worked. how chords worked. It was literally just a case of, here are the tabs, learn to play it, and it got me sort of used to a lot of the techniques, hammer-ons, bends, things like that, without having to think too much about how it all works together. And I wasn't sure if I'd be able to find this, but it's still online, it's still there, and if you have a look in the description, I've put a link to this website. And forgive my pronunciation, I think the guy's Finnish, Jihu or yihutabs.com, and that's JIIHOOTABS.com. And this guy basically was a lifesaver for me when I was younger. He tabbed basically every NoFX song and a couple of other bands like Mad Caddies, I think Pennywise are on there. But he literally tabbed every NoFX song that there was. There was very few, even the Decline, there were very few that weren't on there. And the ones that were on there were ones that were hard to get hold of because it was like 99, 2000, the internet wasn't really what it was now. You couldn't get hold of tracks that you couldn't find, you know, in the local CD store that easily. But he did them all, and they're all like pretty much spot on as well. So the reason I mention this guy is because when I go on Ultimate Guitar, I mean, these songs are kind of indelibly, a lot of them are, maybe not these ones, but a lot of the NoFX songs are indelibly etched in my mind, just the amount of times I played them over and over and over as a teenager in my room. But yeah, when I went onto Ultimate Guitar recently and looked up NoFX, I've noticed there's a lot of tabs on there which people are taking credit and saying that they've done that tab, when I recognise that tab from 20 odd years ago as being a Jussi Heinonen. That's the guy, Jihu. I guess it's Yi, not G. Jihu, Jussi Heinonen, the guy who did all these tabs. And that's kind of pisses me off, because like, why would you take credit for someone else's work like that? It's just, there's a dick move. Anyway. In fact, I'm gonna add his name in the tags because I really would like to give him more exposure, because it's fantastic tabs. So if you are into NoFX and you may already have seen these, but if you want some decent tabs, this is the place to go. Yihutabs, JIIHOOTABS.com, and you'll find what you need there. So we're going to look at 4 songs today. I know I said, if you're on any of the social media, I said classic NoFX. Technically, I guess classic NoFX would be the stuff from the late 80s, like maybe 91 at the latest, but considering it's 2019 now, I guess you could probably call it late classic, mid-period NoFX. So first one up, sorry, I'll just tell you which ones we're doing. So from 1997's So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. How can we, there we go. So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, 1997. We're playing track number 2, Kids of the K-Hole. After that, we will be playing what is basically the B-side for this CD single. I don't think they ever did a vinyl version of this. I think it was just CD, but you can see lower is track 2 on there, along with Bottles to the Ground from Pump Up the Volume. Dinosaurs Will Die, I think it's a slightly different version from the album version, and My Name is Bud, which is from, this was my favourite single as a teenager, NoFX, Fuck the Kids. And with all the shit going on at YouTube at the moment, maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but that's the name of the album. So from this album, we're actually going to be looking at 2 on Glue, which is what, track 1, 2, 3, 4... Sorry, it's back to front on the screen. End of side 1, so track 7 of Fuck the Kids. And this, sorry, I just want to show off. This is the translucent green vinyl version. So if you don't have a record player, don't play records or whatever, The other place you'll be able to find these songs, Lower and 2 on Glue, is on the 45 or 46 songs record. Of course, this one is, what, 22 songs that weren't good enough for our other albums, but that's because it's the vinyl. If you got the CD version of this, it's 45 or 46 songs, and it has all of these B-sides as the first disc, and then this single along with Suffer, which is a very similar concept for an album, for a single, and they make up the second disc. So, oh yes, and as well as that, we're going to be looking at one from probably one of their more popular albums, I guess. So, not really, again, not really classic, but like year, what was it, 2000? Pump Up the Volume. Scary cover for an 11, 12-year-old first getting into punk, but it's one of my favourite Nofx albums, I've got to say. It's probably one of their more commercially successful ones, but it's probably a good reason for that. So, first things first, I'm going to put these somewhere safe so they don't fall over. And we are going to look at Kids of the K-Hole. So you're going to want to turn your gain up, turn the bass down, mid and treble way up there, probably more treble than mid. Oh. Flipping bamboo, man. Ow. Alright, so let's get it up on here. So track 2, So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. So you start off with, I guess it's the A power chord. So this is for guitars A and B, so Hefe and Melvin. So that's 6, you play that 6 times, and that is literally, what is that? That's, yeah, it's an A power chord. So you can play it up there at the 12th fret, 12th and 14th from the 5th string, or you can play it down there, 7th fret of the 4th string, 9th fret of the 3rd string. And there's a break, and then you play, which, I think that's A major chord. So you're playing an A power chord, A5, but you play it, instead of like a barred E, you play it 5th fret the 6th string, 4th fret of the 5th string, 7th fret of the 4th string. Then at the next little riff, you've got 5th fret of the 5th string, 9th fret of the 4th string, and then you bring it down, so you're just playing that D power chord, so the 7th fret and the 5th fret. Okay, so far then, we've got that A, another A, sorry it doesn't go back up, and then it ends with an A power chord but played 6th, 5th and 4th strings. So the 5th fret, 6th string, 7th fret of the 5th and 4th strings. I'd probably be better off using a pick actually. So, that plays twice. Everybody needs some time away. And then into verse, so we'll see what the difference is here. So both guitars play that last bit, same for both guitars. And this first part of the verse, both guitars are playing the same thing. So you're playing the F power chord at the 1st and 3rd frets, 6th, 5th and 4th strings. Then it's the C, so 5th and 3rd, these 3. and then I guess it's a C major 7. I don't know. There's only 2 notes, so it's just an interval, but that's the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 5th fret of the 4th string, and then back to that F again. So 1st fret, 3rd fret, 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. So this is where the 2 guitars split. So they both play this. Now the first guitar plays a D, so the 5th and 7th fret power chord, starting on the 5th string. Then to an A, which is just below it. Then you stretch this for kind of like a, I guess, G6. So you're playing the 7th fret of the 5th string, 3rd fret of the 6th string. And then that same shape you had before further down, so 2nd fret of the 5th, 5th fret of the 4th string. You want to do that, but up here, so it's on the 6th fret, 6th string, 2nd fret, 5th string, 5th fret. Then back to that F again, and it ends, and this is just guitar A at the moment, ends on the F power chord up here. So 5th fret, 5th string, 8th fret, 4th string, 10th fret, 3rd string, 10th fret. So in total for guitar A, that is so the second guitar, I don't know if it's Hefe or Melvin, after the first part of the verse, where the other guitar goes up to play a D there, you're playing an F octave. So now this is a trick that Nofx, well, a lot of punk bands used, where you're playing an octave by, you play the note there, or you play the root note, then you muffle the next string down, and you play the next string down after that and up 2 frets, and you get an octave. So just muffle that middle string. Alright, so as I was saying, where guitar A is going to play a D there, you want to play the F octave. So starting on the 8th fret of the 5th string, and then play the 10th fret of the 3rd string. So that's the same, you've got the same shape there, and it's going down from the F, down 1 fret, so it's an E, and then you hold it on that E for quite a while. Move down another 2 frets to make it a D. Another 2, you get the C. And while guitar A is playing that F at the end of the verse, you, on guitar B, you want to play a C. So moving on to the chorus. Now, I thought that the guy I saw who tabbed this on Ultimate Guitar had just directly ripped off the Yahoo tab, but I'm not sure that he has. I think he's tried to and just failed miserably, because this one is a lot more detailed. So, chorus for guitar A, you start with the C, so that's the 3rd and 5th fret, 5th, 4th and 3rd strings. Then you move it down 2 frets to play the B flat. Then you move that shape up 1 string, so you're playing the 6th, 5th, 4th instead of the 5th, 4th, 3rd. So C, B flat, F, and then you go back to that C, and the lead guitar plays an awesome little riff here. So how you do that, straight after your C, it's 2nd string, 6th fret, bend, then you, with your pinky finger down here, on the first string, 6th fret, you play that. Then you release the second string. And then take that, whichever finger you've used to bend the string, take that off and play 4th fret of the 2nd string. Then the 3rd string, 5th fret, and you go between those 2 notes. And I put in a little bit of a vibrato on the end. Hefe has this way of just making the strings squeal. It's really good, but I can't do that, or at least I'm not at that level anyway. So this is what it sounds like all put together. You got C, B flat, F, C, riff, and then you play C again, B flat, F, and you end with that last chord just left to ring out until you come into the next verse. So that's the A guitar. I'm still not sure which one of them it is. Probably Hefe, because it's got the lead. Now, meanwhile, Melvin is playing pretty similar stuff, but where Hefe goes in for those lead notes, Melvin plays some more chords. So here's what Melvin plays. Start with the C, B flat, F, C. So that's where that lead bit is. He just keeps. And then for the second part again, C, B flat, F. Now where the other guitar just lets that F play, we've got this guitar plays 4th fret of the 6th string, so A flat. And that sounds really good with the F underneath it. Okay, I can't do it at the same time, obviously, on one guitar. So that is the chorus. Now we move on to the second verse. And we start with, so this is played by both guitars. We start with an A power chord, so that's the 5th fret, 6th string, 7th fret of the 5th and 4th strings. Now we move down, we move that shape up one position, up one string, sorry, to the 5th, 4th and 3rd, and you're at the 8th and 10th frets now, so we're playing the F chord. However, you want to use this index finger here to hold down the bar on the 6th string as well, so that you're playing the 8th fret as the bass note. So it's the A from the 5th fret, F with C as the bass note at fret 8 on the next bit. Then you move all that up 2 frets, so you've got 10th fret, 6th string, 10th fret, 5th, 12th fret, 4th and 3rd. So we've got A, F, G, and don't forget that 6th string bass note there. And then it's where we've just played that 8th and 10th fret, starting with the root on the 5th string, we move back up to the 6th string. So 6th string, 8th, 5th and 4th on the 10th fret. And then you play just a 2-note power chord after that, where you drop the 6th string down 1 fret to the 7. So 7 and 10. And then down to the A power chord again. And it's much of a muchness after that. So we'll go through that whole bit. So A, F, then back to that F again. Play that riff. Except at the end of that, you don't go down to the A. You go back to that F with the 6th string bass line. And then for the end of that part of the verse, so you're doing the same thing again, using the 6th string as the bass line, but you've got the power chord on the 5th, 4th and 3rd strings. So you want that one, you're playing a D essentially, but with A as the bass. Sorry, I'm not really, the guitar's kind of out of shot. How's that? Right, so here's that D with the A bass. Then you play the A. And then you play that F with the C bass. So 8th and 10th fret there. Then it's back to the chorus. Now for the second chorus, Hefe plays a slightly different lead, and so has he got this same here? So those are the actual notes, but it's better played in a different position. So down here, you want a double stop on the 1st and 2nd strings, 8th fret. Then down 2 frets to the 6th. That's on the 1st and 2nd string still. So how does it go? Okay, so it's that little set of double stops there on the 1st and 2nd, and then you do a unison bend, sort of, but you don't do it in unison. You just play the 2nd string, and it's the 11th fret, full bend, and then you want to use your pinky finger on the 11th fret of the 1st string underneath. So double stops, and straight after that 11th fret of the 1st string you want to play the note that you didn't play in the unison bend, so the 8th fret of the 1st string. So that's the lead part for the second chorus. So after the second chorus, we've then got verse 3, and that starts on the A on the 6th fret, so A power chord again. Then the F power chord starting on the 8th fret of the 5th string. And then you have that little riff using the C power chord on the 8th and 10th frets. Then 7th and 10th frets, then the F, but you're not using the 6th string bass line bass here anymore. So this is just guitar A at the moment for the 3rd verse. Then you move on to D power chord at the 5th fret. Move that down to the A above it. Then you want the 3rd and 7th frets again, so that's 3rd fret, 6th string, 7th fret, 5th string. Then another one, odd shaped power chord here, so 2nd fret of the 6th string, 5th fret of the 5th string, and you end on that F power chord at the 1st fret. So that's guitar A. Guitar B now is similar but a bit different, so start with the A just like guitar. Start with the A chord on guitar B, as you do with guitar A, tongue twister. Now you play that F, but with the 6th string bass note, so it's a C on top of that F power chord. Now this bit is the same, so that's C, and then you drop the C down 1 fret, but keep your other finger on the 10th fret, 5th string. And then you play that F with C as the bass, so 8th and 10th frets. And the very last part, you play those octaves, so muffle the middle string, start on the 5th at the 8th fret, use the other finger at the 10th fret of the 3rd string, and then down 1 fret to play an E octave, down another 2 frets to play a D, and then the very last chord. So while one guitar's playing that full F, 3-note F power chord, the other one's playing just the octaves of a C. And that's Kids of the K-Hole. That, fun fact, when I broke my hand, that's what they used to anaesthetize me, was ketamine. Because that's what the song's about, ketamine in the K-Hole. And that was a very interesting hospital visit. That was quite strange. Okay, so that was part 1 of the stream. I've actually got to take a break for my tea and to use the toilet, things like that. I will be back with the rest later on this evening. Thank you for the couple of people who tuned in, and thanks for anybody who watches the video after it's been streamed. Yes, 3 more songs coming up later tonight. So take care, guys. I will see you very soon.